Welcome back to Anything Curious, the most random channel on YouTube. Today I am interested in kleptomania. There are many misconceptions about this one, my friends. Let's set the record straight with this video. More than just stealing, understanding kleptomania. Kleptomania is a complex and often misunderstood mental health condition that goes beyond the simple act of stealing. It involves a deep psychological struggle that affects the lives of those who suffer from it. Kleptomania is a mental health condition. It is classified as an impulse control disorder, which means that individuals with kleptomania experience an overwhelming urge to steal items that they do not need and often have little value to them. People with kleptomania have a strong urge to steal. This urge is not driven by financial need or personal gain, but rather by a compulsion that they cannot control. The act of stealing provides a temporary relief from anxiety or tension, but this relief is short-lived. These urges are very difficult to control. The compulsion to steal can be so powerful that it overrides the person's ability to resist, even when they are aware of the potential consequences. It's important to understand that kleptomania is not about the need for the stolen items. Often the items taken are discarded, hidden, or returned because the act of stealing itself is what the person is compelled to do, not the possession of the items. People with kleptomania often feel guilty or ashamed after stealing. This guilt and shame can lead to a cycle of stealing to relieve anxiety, followed by more guilt and shame, which can be very distressing and isolating. Kleptomania is different from regular theft. Regular theft is planned. Kleptomania is not. People with kleptomania do not plan their thefts. They act on sudden impulses that they cannot control. People with kleptomania act on impulse. This impulsivity is a hallmark of the disorder and differentiates it from other types of stealing behavior. They feel a sudden and overwhelming need to steal. This need can come on without warning and can be triggered by various factors, including stress, anxiety, or even boredom. This urge can happen anywhere, anytime. It can occur in a crowded shopping mall, at a friend's house, or even in a place of work. The unpredictability of these urges adds to the distress experienced by those with kleptomania. It's crucial to remember that kleptomania is a real condition. It's not a choice. People with kleptomania are not simply choosing to steal. They are struggling with a serious mental health issue that requires understanding and compassion. People with kleptomania need understanding and support. They need a supportive environment where they can seek help without judgment. This support can come from family, friends, and mental health professionals. They need professional help to manage their urges and live fulfilling lives. Treatment options include therapy, medication, and support groups, which can help individuals with kleptomania develop coping strategies and reduce the frequency of their stealing behaviors. A roller coaster of emotions, the kleptomania experience. Imagine being on a ride that you can't get off, a ride that takes you through a whirlwind of feelings, each more intense than the last. Imagine a wave of anxiety building inside you. It starts as a small ripple, but soon it grows, becoming a powerful force that you can't ignore. You feel tense, restless, almost trapped. Your heart races, your palms sweat, and your mind is consumed by a single thought, the urge to steal. Then you see something that catches your eye. It could be anything, a small trinket, a piece of clothing, or even something you don't need. The urge to take it hits you like a lightning strike. It's sudden, intense, and almost impossible to resist. You know you shouldn't, but the feeling is overwhelming. You steal the item. In that moment, it feels like the only way to calm the storm inside you. Immediately after, you might feel a sense of relief, even pleasure. The tension breaks. It's as if a weight has been lifted off your shoulders. But this feeling is short-lived. The relief quickly fades, replaced by a sinking feeling in your stomach. Shame, guilt, and regret quickly set in. You fear getting caught. The item you took now feels like a burden, a constant reminder of your actions. You worry about the consequences. What if someone saw you? What if you get caught? The anxiety returns, stronger than before. This emotional roller coaster is the reality for many people with kleptomania. It's a cycle that repeats itself over and over again. This cycle can be incredibly isolating. You feel like no one understands what you're going through and you're too ashamed to talk about it. Many people with kleptomania suffer in silence, afraid to seek help. They fear being judged, misunderstood, or even punished. They fear judgment and misunderstanding. The stigma surrounding kleptomania makes it difficult to reach out for support. Remember, you are not alone. There are others who understand what you're going through, and there are resources available to help you. Reaching out is the first step towards feeling better. Whether it's talking to a friend, joining a support group, or seeking professional help, taking that first step can make all the difference. Identifying the problem diagnosis and the DSM-5. Doctors use a book called the DSM-5 to diagnose mental health conditions. The DSM-5 stands for the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. It lists the criteria for diagnosing kleptomania. One important criteria is a recurring inability to resist stealing urges. Another criteria is feeling intense tension before stealing. The DSM-5 also looks at whether a person feels pleasure or relief after stealing. Doctors also make sure the stealing is not due to other issues. For example, the stealing should not be a part of another mental health condition. It's important to get a proper diagnosis. This ensures the person receives the right treatment and support. Unraveling the roots. Causes of kleptomania. Experts believe kleptomania is caused by a combination of factors. These factors can be genetic, biological, or environmental. Genetics refers to the genes we inherit from our parents. Some people may be predisposed to kleptomania due to their genes. Biological factors involve the way our brains work. Neurotransmitters are chemicals in the brain that send messages. Imbalances in these neurotransmitters might play a role in kleptomania. Environmental factors include our life experiences. Stressful or traumatic events can trigger or worsen kleptomania symptoms. It's like a perfect storm of factors that contribute to this complex condition. Section 5. The brain's role, neurotransmitters, and family history. Neurotransmitters are like messengers in the brain. They help regulate our mood, impulses, and emotions. Studies suggest that imbalances in certain neurotransmitters, like dopamine and serotonin, may be linked to kleptomania. Dopamine is associated with pleasure and reward. People with kleptomania might experience a surge of dopamine when they steal. This could explain the temporary feeling of relief they feel after acting on their urges. Family history also seems to play a role. Kleptomania sometimes runs in families. This suggests that genetics may increase a person's susceptibility to developing the condition. However, having a family member with kleptomania does not guarantee that you will develop it too. Section 6. Life's impacts, stress, trauma, and kleptomania. Life can be challenging. We all face stress and difficulties. For some, these experiences can contribute to the development of mental health conditions like kleptomania. Traumatic events, such as abuse or the loss of a loved one, can have a profound impact on our mental well-being. Stress can act as a trigger for kleptomania symptoms. When we are under pressure, our coping mechanisms are strained. For someone with kleptomania, stealing might feel like a way to manage their overwhelming emotions. It's essential to understand the connection between life experiences and mental health. Addressing past trauma and developing healthy coping mechanisms are crucial aspects of treatment. Section 7. Finding relief, treatment, and cognitive behavioral therapy. Kleptomania is treatable. With the right help, people with kleptomania can manage their urges and live fulfilling lives. Cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, is a common and effective treatment for kleptomania. CBT helps people identify and change their negative thoughts and behaviors. Therapists work with individuals to understand the triggers for their stealing urges. They then develop strategies to cope with these urges in healthier ways. Medications might also be used in some cases. Antidepressants or mood stabilizers can help regulate brain chemistry and reduce urges. It's important to remember that there is no one-size-fits-all approach to treatment. Section 8. You are not alone. Seeking help and support. Living with kleptomania can be incredibly isolating. The constant battle with the urge to steal, coupled with the fear of being caught, can make everyday life feel overwhelming. It's a condition that often leads to feelings of guilt and shame, making it difficult to open up to others. The fear of judgment and the shame associated with the condition often prevent people from seeking help. Many suffer in silence, believing that no one could possibly understand their struggle. This isolation can exacerbate the problem, leading to a vicious cycle of theft and remorse. But remember, you are not alone. There are countless others who share your experience and understand your pain. It's important to recognize that seeking help is not a sign of weakness, but a courageous step towards healing. Reaching out for support is a sign of strength. It shows that you are ready to take control of your life and make positive changes. Whether it's through a phone call, a conversation, or joining a support group, taking that first step can make a world of difference. Talk to someone you trust, like a family member, friend, or doctor. Opening up to someone who cares about you can provide immense relief. They can offer a listening ear, a shoulder to lean on, and practical advice on how to move forward. They can provide emotional support and help you find the right resources. Sometimes just knowing that someone is there for you can make a significant difference in your journey towards recovery. Support groups can also be invaluable. These groups offer a safe and understanding space where you can connect with others who truly understand what you're going through. Sharing your experiences and hearing from others can provide comfort and insight. They offer a safe and understanding space to connect with others who truly understand what you're going through. In these groups, you can find empathy, advice, and a sense of community that can be incredibly healing. Seeking professional help is crucial. Therapists and counselors are trained to help you understand the underlying causes of your kleptomania and develop strategies to manage it. They can provide you with the tools and techniques needed to resist the urge to steal and lead a healthier, more fulfilling life. Therapists and counselors can provide you with the tools and strategies you need to manage your urges and live a healthier life. They can help you identify triggers, develop coping mechanisms, and work through any underlying issues that may be contributing to your condition. Remember, seeking help is a brave and important step towards recovery. Section 9. Hope for the future. Recovery is possible. Recovery from kleptomania is a journey, not a destination. There will be ups and downs along the way, but with commitment, support, and the right treatment, lasting change is possible. Remember that you are not defined by your condition. Kleptomania does not have to control your life. By understanding the causes, seeking help, and implementing effective coping strategies, you can break free from the cycle of stealing and live a fulfilling life. Don't give up hope. Reach out, seek support, and embrace the possibility of a brighter future. Thank you for watching this episode of Anything Curious. Please never ever stop learning, friends.